Losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it. If you got a story, we don't care if it's happy or gory, so come share your losing it story with us. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Losing It with Nelsie Spencer, the podcast where guests come on and talk about something they lost. Might be real, might be imaginary. They lost an imaginary friend. I'm joined, as always, with the lovely Ronnie Whaley. Hi, Ronnie.
Hello.
How the heck are you?
Hello. I'm good.
Hello. You're good. Fantastic.
Good.
Hat's back on. The hat's back.
Yeah, you know, the curly hair situation, you know.
It's funny because I feel better when you're wearing a hat. I just feel like, you know, I don't know. I just know you with a hat. When you take the hat off, I feel like I'm dealing with somebody else. I don't know.
You let loose.
Yeah, you just let loose. You just let loose.
Just go crazy.
One thing that I realized when I was listening to Therapy Thursday, our episode that came out last week, that we spend just a little bit too much time talking about emojis that people who are listening are not going to see. Like, that was a bit annoying. Like, I was annoyed at us. So I'm sorry to our listeners. So, yeah.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind that there are audio people listening.
We have a YouTube following, but we have at this point we have a bigger audio, you know, traditional podcast followers, so we have to be a little smart about that. But we were just talking about Saturday Night Live, SNL.
Yes. Yeah, Elon Musk was hosting. Yeah, super, like, controversial for some reason. Well, like I mentioned earlier, he revealed that he had Asperger's in his monologue. But then also, besides all of that, like, there was, like, stories coming out saying that the cast, if they didn't want to be in a sketch with Elon Musk, they didn't have to, you know? And it's like... And like I don't understand what the big deal is with Elon Musk. Like, he makes cool stuff, you know.
Yeah, and well, what do you think it is? Because he's a rich white guy? Because he's a capitalist? Maybe. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like just because, you know, there's so much around him, you know, so many things are affected, you know, just by, you know, his presence or what he says. Even during the monologue, when he was telling. He made a joke about, like, investing in a Dogecoin cryptocurrency, and then Dogecoin just dipped like crazy.
No,
in the middle of the thing. Yeah, and like, but then it eventually came rising all the way back up, and then everyone who bought when it dipped, you know, made a bunch of money. You know.
I mean, you know, the guy, the power that he has. Oopsie, sorry, that was loud. The power that he has. He's whether it's fair or not, he's earned it. He's earned it because he's extremely successful, and that's, you know, I mean, if you're gonna, like, live and die at what Elon Musk says, then, you know, I don't know enough about this stuff. But the funny thing is, Ronnie said he revealed before we were recording, he revealed that he had Asperger's. And I was like, yeah, that's a surprise, which I don't know why I said that. Only because I guess I feel like many of these people that are so wealthy and so successful have a kind of singular focus that might be like a byproduct of being on the spectrum. I mean, isn't the word that Bill Gates is on the spectrum?
I don't know, but it's like you need to have a certain mind frame or state of mind to be able to accomplish what they do, you know? Like, Elon Musk's schedule is in minute intervals, you know? Like, that's so crazy.
Right. From 1 o'clock to 1:02, I'm going to breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a weird choice that he was on SNL. He's not a performer.
He does, like, weird stuff. Yeah, no,
he's not a comic.
No.
Was he funny at all? He was?
He was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they did it smart. Like, I give credit to the cast and the writers, because they, you know, he's not. He's not a performer. But so they just made him like an accessory to skits, and sketches and stuff. So that was the best way to do that. And also, a lot of the stuff he had to do wasn't super challenging,
Yeah. It's not like Elon came on and did his 5 best impersonations and then pulled out all these characters that he's been working on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's also funny because he's like, he did like it was a Wario, like Luigi's enemy. Not Luigi, Super Mario's like enemy. He did a sketch doing that. And it's just funny because Elon Musk is trying to do an Italian accent. And that was the whole kind of joke of the sketch.
That was what was funny, is how badly he did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's very
you can't
funny.
fail.
That's very funny. No, not when failing is the goal.
Exactly.
Right? We know he's going to do a horrible job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's, well, my big news is Mother's Day. And I am a mother, as you know. It was very exciting. I was woken up to breakfast in bed, and then Malcolm and Doug and Raina flew in from California. They carried me around the neighborhood on like a throne that they'd built. And then they, I'm kidding. Of course, nothing happened. I got a couple of cards, but no, I'm kidding. I got a Fitbit. Fitbit.
That's what
so
that is.
Now I can tell you how many steps I've taken today.
Does that thing tell you about the sleep, right?
Sleep score. My sleep score is pretty good so far. Like I'm getting over 7 hours of sleep, so I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty cocky about my sleep score.
Yeah, that's something to put that on your resume.
I got that going on.
Yeah, I'm scared to put those things on just because of my sleep score. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm scared to know what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, you can. Your sleep schedule is weird, Ronnie. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like sometimes you're up at like 6 a.m. and then other times but you were up all night the other night, but that was for a specific reason. So.
Yeah. But I mean,
but normally.
No.
Go ahead.
It's not. I don't live. I don't live on a strict schedule.
No. No.
Yeah, honestly, what I think, like a lot of people say, it's super unhealthy, but also, just in my opinion, it's just super hard to live life when my life is that expected. Is that the right word? I don't know what the word is.
Scheduled?
Do you know what I'm saying? Scheduled. Yeah, like it's
Regimented?
So predictable.
Regimented?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Predictable. Yeah.
Like I like to have a little bit of, differences in every day, especially like when you're like I'm in this cabin. I love the variety.
The variety.
I love the variety. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I do too. Well,
probably when I get older.
I do get up. Yeah, that's what kind of a jab is that, Ronnie? No, I'm just kidding.
No, think about that.
But the funny thing is that I do get up like pretty easily. Oh, wait, I'm not even going to finish that sentence because it's so unbelievably boring. But getting up earlier is easier for me now. I was never a morning person before. But once you become a parent, you have to do what you have to, if your kids are up, you're up. Either that or Child Welfare Services comes and takes them away. And we don't want that happening. So
they don't want that happening. Again, in two times a year. Come on.
Oh, all right. So the sun is shining. Callie, I don't have any Callie news. She's happy. Gunner's back. And Gunner went away for 2 days, so I guess I do have news. And I walked her over there. Gunner's got a lot of fucking nerve, you know what I mean? He and Val went to Virginia, and she pulls me there, even though I know he's not there. And then she just stands at the chain link fence whimpering, and and yet we go on. These are the things that build character. I think that she's become a stronger, better person. Dog for that. So,
yeah. Don't forget.
Dog.
Yeah. Got lost there. All right.
Whew. Yeah, I'm not going to become one of those weird people that just really. Yeah. I'm not putting outfits on her. If I do, Ronnie, please intervene. If I start to dress her up, please get involved.
You do the shoe thing?
No, I have never been. Yeah, when I tried to do it with Rudy because of the salt hurts their paws. Oh, he would have none of it. He just looked at me like, you fucking bitch. I'm not moving until you take these boots off. I will poop right here in the living room. Yeah. You don't take these boots off. Yeah. So no more Lola though. Do you miss her?
I do.
Do you miss Lola?
I miss an animal in the house. You know, I was talking on the phone with my brother. We were video calling, and he's back home in the Philippines. The whole family's back home, and the house is a zoo. Like over the pandemic, it just became a zoo. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4. So they went to Guam. We had 4 cats. Sorry, we had 5 cats. And then while they were there, the kitten was born. So they have 6 cats now. There's 6 cats, right? 2 birds. Okay,
they have got to get some spading and neutering going on. Oh my God. It is. It's a menagerie.
They're all spayed and neutered. But where did
the kitten come from?
Except for 2 cats. That's you need 2 for that to happen.
And if exactly. If one's a boy and one's a girl, guess what? That's all it takes.
but it was my dad said it was part of the plan. So
as long as he spays and neuters. I mean, look, I don't want to be one of those annoying people, but it sounds like they don't have a handle on it. I was going to say it sounds like they've got a handle. They don't. They have 6 cats. How many birds?
Yeah. 2 birds and 3 dogs. Yeah,
and 3 dogs.
Yeah, my dad says it's because there's a balance in the house now. So the cats.
I love your dad. I love any dad. I love any dad that will go, oh, now that there's a 6th kitten, now that we have 6 cats, there's a balance. Before things were just off.
Yeah. No, so this is how it works. So the cats stay inside the house, right? And we have the birds
as well. They should
right outside.
So the cages are just outside.
Okay, so the cats are inside the house. The cages are right outside, next to the windows, and then the dogs are outside. They have like their own outside patio, like they have their whole backyard
area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're under the birds. So the cats will stare at the birds from outside, and then
through the window.
The dogs, through the window, and the dogs will stare at the cats. So you see, circle of
life.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
Oh my God. I love it. Okay. I'll take that. Look, in my fantasy, I've got a farm and I've got lots of animals. Right now I've got 1 dog and that's all I can take in this house with no fenced backyard. But I love the idea of more animals.
Yeah, and we're getting a new dog.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we're getting.
And is this all part of the balance? Is this all part of keeping the balance going?
It is. Well, my family's moving to they bought a piece of land and they're building a house there. So
nice.
So they're gonna have a lot of space. So they're getting a big dog this time because we have 3 pugs.
You guys are pug. You're pug people.
We're pug people. We're pug people. It's our religion.
We worship the pug. We worship the pug.
Yeah.
What kind of dog, or is that to be determined?
I forgot the name of the thing. They're not pit bulls. It's the other one that's like big.
Okay.
What is the other one?
Well, that doesn't really narrow it down.
Does that help you?
What?
Does that help you figure that out?
No.
What
but
is
they
that?
look kind of like pit bulls? They look like pit bulls?
No. They're like black, and then they got
Ronnie.
Rottweiler.
A Rottweiler?
Yeah, Rottweiler. Yeah,
Rottweiler. Wow.
Yeah.
They have a rap, but it's not deserved. But people are afraid of Rottweilers because they're big and they're black and they've got that big old head. But I know people that have had them and they say they're great dogs. They're really smart. They're smart. They're very loyal. All right.
Yeah, I had a Rottweiler that lived on my block in Brooklyn, and I forgot her name, but she was like the sweetest dog in the world. Yeah. And she was so fat too.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm feeling a little left out. I'm feeling like I'm going to have to get some cats and some birds and and move to the Philippines.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're done. We've had a nice check-in and update on all pets, big and small. And oh my God, this week is yet another funny, smart female comic that Ronnie found, and that she and I became very good friends. And you'll hear all about it. She's got a podcast. She's funny. She lives with her boyfriend. They do videos together. And she's got a great story, a losing it story that involves travel, which I don't think we've really had this. Oh no, we had Gus talking, but like nightmare time on the highway. So check it out, guys. So hi, everybody. So happy you're all here. So excited to have yet another smart, funny woman. I was going to say edgy. I'm not sure how edgy she is, but she's so funny and so smart. And I love her humor. And I'm actually going to ask her, I don't know. Well, we'll get there. Ronnie found her because he's just better at that than I am. And I'm constantly finding people who rescue animals. And he finds me wonderful comics and comedians. So this woman is a comic. She's a podcaster. She's a writer. And she's a grilled cheese lover, as far as I know. And her name is Chase Bernstein. Hi, Chase.
Hi. Wow. How did you get the grilled cheese intel?
Honey, watched you on Bill Burr.
Okay,
I know how to YouTube.
Yes.
I know how to YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Forgot about that. Oh my God.
Except that it was funny because when Bill was interviewing you, you were talking sort of about your peak experiences. And I believe, like the highlight, the pinnacle of your life was working at In-N-Out Burger until the pinnacle of your life was talking to Bill Burr. So I think that was,
right. Yeah,
that was rather funny.
Yeah. Just a couple of things spread out over the course of a long time.
Yeah.
But we got
and now
there.
I'm sure. Yeah. And I'm sure that those two things will now be replaced by this moment in your life.
Oh, no doubt. I've already, I already forgot about the grilled cheese Bill Burr scenario. I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
Right. It's like grilled cheese. I don't really like grilled cheese. So you're in LA, is that right?
I am. Yeah. Are you?
And I'm in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. I'm from California, but I lived in Manhattan for 30 years, and now I'm in LA. I'm in New Jersey. I'm like sort of near the Jersey Shore. So,
oh my God. I feel like I've been very nostalgic for like the East Coast in New Jersey because I've been watching Sopranos for the first time. And like there's so much New Jersey, and I'm just like, New Jersey's so fun. And it just looks like I just want to be there. So that's amazing that you're there.
It is. And you know what a bad rap New Jersey gets, but it got
really does. But I'm sure there are some bad parts, but like everywhere. But one of my best friends moved to New Jersey. I'm from Los Angeles, and she moved there. And so I would visit her, and I was like, I love New Jersey. Like every time I went there, I just had a blast, but I probably just associate it with her and like good memories.
Yeah, but where in New Jersey did she move to?
Something with Orange. I forget.
Oh, Orange. There's something called The Oranges. Yeah. So was it near? Okay. Was it like sort of across from New York, like close to New York City? Did you guys go into the city?
We did go into the city. Yeah. I think it maybe like a couple hours or maybe an hour. I'm not sure.
You were little. Who knows, right? Yeah.
God, yeah.
So, but you're a native Angelino. Is that correct? You grew up in Los Angeles?
I grew up in Studio City.
Studio City, know it well.
Yeah.
Know it well. When I grew up in Palos Verdes, which I think you probably know where that is, right? Just south of Torrance Beach, right?
Okay.
And my brother and I, when we would drive, when we were in our late teens, we would drive to Studio City to take a jazz class. Jazz Hands
So
at Joe Tremaine's studio, and he was like the preeminent jazz dance teacher 110 years ago.
God.
But that's how I know Studio City.
Yeah,
and of course all the all the studios are there. Well, not all the studios, but right. Yeah.
You got CBS, I think, and who knows?
Yeah, and I don't either. I should know, but you should know because you're from there.
Yeah,
come on.
But it's like I went to the same 4 places in Studio City. It's like I passed CBS, and that's about it.
Yeah. But it's pretty iconic, that the CBS studios. So I'm going to ask you this question. I bet you've been asked it a million times, but how'd you get the name Chase?
It's an unusual name. You asked, I knew you were going to ask that, but no one really ever asked me that. So I honestly don't have an answer. I think.
All right, let's get your mom on the phone right now.
I know. Yes, I know I was named after a character in, I want to say, Miami Vice, or maybe that was my sister. It was after my name was going to be Chase, whether I was a guy or a girl. So,
which is cool because it's got the androgyny in there. Yeah,
and I think now like more girls have the name Chase, but when I was like peak growing up and younger, like I feel like it was only a guy's name. So I really wasn't a fan of it for a while. Right. Like, did you just want to be a Brittany or a Madison? Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about Madison, but like maybe Brittany, like give me a Courtney, just something light, something easy. I really wanted to be named Courtney. And I think I made my family call me Courtney for a longer stretch of time than I was proud of. But now I've really come to appreciate it. But I think it was definitely a guy character. I want to say Miami Vice, but maybe that's not right.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. I can't believe we're going to have to find out.
I know. I just don't know.
I think it's an incredibly cool name for a girl. I think it's cool for a guy, but it's for a girl, it just has like, Chase. I don't know. I feel like you could be like a race car driver or a soccer star. You could be in the Olympics, and Chase Bernstein scores another goal,
that's just rolls off the tongue. I like it now. It's just easy. Like it's one syllable. Like it's like Chase. Like I don't have to deal. Like people don't call me anything else. There's no really nicknames you can have from it. Nickname. So it's like doesn't get complicated. It's just like it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to call you.
It's pretty
fun. You can't shorten Chase.
I mean, I guess you can make it longer, but I don't know.
Chasey.
Chaser Reno. Yeah, because my sister calls me Chasey sometimes.
And what's her name?
Up to
does she have an unusual name?
Well, I have 2 sisters. One of them's name is Callie with a K. And
that's my dog's name. My dog's name is Callie with a K.
Really? How does he spell it?
Kali. Kali.
Okay.
That's a girl.
She spells it. Okay, good. She spells it Kalee. So people call her Kaylee a lot, but it is Callie.
And she has to correct them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kali in the Hindu religion is the goddess of destruction.
That checks out.
And spelled K.
That really checks out.
That checks out. Yeah. When you spell it Kali, which is why I named my dog that, because, I just wanted everyone to know it's Callie. It's Callie with a K, not Callie with a C, because I feel like Callie with a K, I don't know, it has some huevos versus Callie with a C.
Yeah. Callie with a C is just like, oh, so it's California shortened. Like, it's a little bit, it's A to B. Right. Like, Callie with a K is A to C. It's kind of it's got more. And so your other sister, what's her name? My other sister's name is Lane, Layne.
So your parents gave you all kind of cool and different names, right?
Yeah. Well, and then I have a brother, but his name is Ian. So they kind of let him off the hook.
But I feel like Ian's still slightly outside the borders.
It is.
Right?
You don't meet a lot of Ians.
There's
like
not a lot of Ians.
It's not like John or like Aaron, but yeah, Ian is, I mean, more common than probably our names.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So you grew up in Studio City. Where are you now in LA?
Kind of more in Hollywood, just, more in the mix.
Do you love it? Are you like, I'm an Angelino, this is my hood?
I don't know.
Or are you itching to go elsewhere?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do want to move back to the Valley. Like, it's so much more relaxed. It's just so much less stressful. I feel like after this year of like COVID, it's just like, I realize we don't need to live like right here. It's like, let's just take a step back. And yeah, I mean, it's hard. I love LA. It's like where I'm from. All my family's here, but it's also like, if I didn't have to be here, I don't know that I would be.
Yeah.
Which is a bit sacrilege to say, but.
No, I think it's okay. Look, I think people have complicated relationships with LA, because, first of all, it's a one industry town, which is great and not great. Mm-hmm. It's completely spread out, which is a nightmare, but it's in one of the most wonderful states in the country because it's got the ocean and the mountains and the desert and the, what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I know, you kind of can't beat it. You kind of can't beat it.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
I just need maybe like a change of scenery. Just maybe like we're trying to move. I would just like to live in the Valley.
Yeah.
Too much
yeah. And who's we, if you don't mind my asking, when you say we're trying to move?
My boyfriend and my 4-pound Chihuahua, Helena.
Oh. What's your Chihuahua's name?
Helena.
Do you notice how I didn't ask your boyfriend's name? I just went straight to the Chihuahua.
I didn't even say his name. I was like, my boyfriend and Helena.
And my Chihuahua. So I have so many questions. Okay. How long have you been doing comedy?
So this June, stand-up this June, it will be 11 years.
Wow.
And then I forget that I for a year before that, I was doing improv and just kind of like comedy writing, just kind of getting into it. So I guess a total of 12, I'll say. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. And when did you know this is what I want to do? This is what I want to do comedy?
I mean, I think once I kind of discovered, even the year before I started doing stand-up, the comedy world that I really didn't know existed. Because I kind of just got into it by accident. I was a writer. I majored in journalism, and I was just trying to write as much as I could and get freelance jobs. And I was doing a bunch of freelancing, all journalism stuff. And then I found a job on Craigslist that was for a comedy writer, and you just pitched ideas and wrote up like columns once a week, and I was like, and it paid. So I was like, I'll do whatever. Like, I need money. I can write. Like, I'm sure, like, so like just sort of cocky in a naive way. I was like, I can write comedy. Like, and then I started.
And turns out you can.
Yeah,
right?
like, because I had to send 3 samples, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to write samples. And then I used to write all the time just for myself. And then I was going through all my work, and I literally didn't realize till that moment that they were all funny. Like, I can't explain it. I was like, oh, these are all have like jokes in them. And so I just sent samples, and they were like, yeah, this is great. And I started writing for them, and that kind of like not to be dramatic, but changed everything. And I just found this whole world of comedy, and it led me to improv, and I was just like, oh my God, what is this? And I just loved it so much because I always felt so out of place everywhere else. Like, I just never liked anything else, really.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Oh, that's so great. What a great story. Like, Craigslist changed, that's the memoir. Craigslist changed my life.
Exactly.
That's the memoir title.
Exactly. Like, I really have a soft spot in my heart for Craigslist and New Jersey. Like, things people don't usually like. I'm like, I love Craigslist. Like, I still go there from time to time, just check up on it, see how it's doing.
Oh my God. Craigslist, how are you? I missed you. I'm a writing teacher and writing coach, and,
Oh, wow.
I have met amazing people through Craigslist, like people that I've, worked with on their novels, people who I've worked with on their memoirs, people who I helped get into graduate school because I helped them write their essay. And so I'm a fan of Craigslist, and I have not once did I ever get murdered through Craigslist. I feel really good about that.
You're still here.
I'm going to ask you this one more question, and then we'll get to your losing it story. But I understand that you were on Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
One of my best friends was on the first season of Last Comic Standing, and she was in the final 4. Corey Kahaney. Do you know that name, Corey Kahaney?
God, it sounds really familiar.
Yeah, she's really funny, and she's still out there and still doing. She's done all the late night shows and all of that. But yeah, Amazing. She was on the first season. So when were you on?
I was on in 2014. I don't even know what season that was. I'm really not sure.
And was it fun? Was it a nightmare? Was it something in between?
No, it was really cool. Like, I was only 4 years into stand-up at that point, and I had just never done anything. I mean, I don't know how it was like when other people were starting stand-up. When I was kind of starting it, like, everyone was getting stuff very quickly. Like, and I've always felt like a little bit behind. I never got anything. I'm not complaining. I was just like, so when I got Last Comic Standing, and again, that was through a series of events. It wasn't through like a manager or anything. I didn't have any representation. I felt just really proud of myself. Like, I was like, wow, I really got it. And I didn't care at all. Like, I didn't even want to go farther than the first round. Not that I would have ever even been able to. Like, there was insane people on it. Like, everyone was so good. And I was just happy with like doing the first round. I was like, yeah, this is great. Got a TV credit and get out.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. Yeah. And the producers that year, like, I still know them, and they're like some of my favorite people, and I've worked with them on other stuff, and I just love them so much. And I feel like they really gave me an opportunity.
Yeah, and that's so wonderful that you took it at face value and was like, God, it's a TV credit. It's a great experience, and I'm so glad I got chosen. And that's fantastic.
And I feel like it's kind of like an iconic show, like for stand-ups. Like, I know I don't think it's happening anymore for the past 2 years, but it's like, I feel like lucky to have been a part of it.
Yeah.
To be like, I was on Last Comic Standing.
My friend Corey, I called her. I just like called her on her cell. And I'm like, where are you? She's like, I'm in Vegas. I'm on a reality show. I can't tell you what's happening. I'm like, what? Because you can't tell people until it all comes out.
Right.
And so it was like, and this was like in kind of, in the early, reality show days. So it was really crazy.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, that's so great. So, okay. So I understand you do have a losing it story for me. Is that right?
I mean, I guess this was harder than I thought. Like, I was like, oh, I'll think of something. And then, this isn't my story, but I would just like it noted that I did lose a dolphin earring at the Daily Grill one time. So that's not my story, but I just want you to kind of know that.
So guys, be on the lookout for that dolphin earring.
Yeah, I've never gotten over
or was
it.
it?
It was a dangling. Like, it was
a dangling.
Yeah, the dolphin dangled, and then it was just like, what do you do with one dolphin earring? Like, you can never really wear them again.
No.
So
in the 80s, you could do that.
Right.
In the 80s, you could just do one earring, but now you just have everybody stopping you and going, "You're missing an earring."
Exactly.
So whoever has Chase's earring, please bring it back.
Please.
God, that was so moving, Chase. Thank you for that. That was gorgeous.
You're welcome.
Okay, so tell me.
My real story, and it's not like, it doesn't need to be like a whole saga. I mean, So was this 2 years ago? I was driving back. My boyfriend is from Northern California, and we go there every year for Christmas. And I always come back a little earlier than him because he stays for a long time as his family. So I was driving back with my dog, Helena, and it had been snowing on the Grapevine a few days before, and it was shut down. But I made sure the day I went, I called CPH and everything, and they were like, no, everything's open, you're good. This trip, I mean, it should have been a 5-hour drive, and it was 11 hours.
Oh, my God.
And I truly lost my mind. Like, it was the most, I crumbled. Like, I think of myself as like a strong person. I absolutely like just collapsed into myself. It was
so,
yeah.
I'm just going to, for those of you who don't know what the Grapevine is, then know, Google it. But I will tell you here, it is this piece of highway like between Big Sur and I don't know, Santa Barbara, whatever, but it's Northern California, and it's so windy, and on a sunny, bright, dry day, it's scary.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? And so you're on it, and is it like icy?
It's icy, but everything is I get there and traffic completely stops. Like, I was stuck for probably 2 hours, and the factor of having my dog is just another level, because I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not fine, but I'll be fine. But it's like, I'm like, at one point we hadn't exited the car for 8 hours, and I'm like freaking out. God. And she also needs medicine, and I'm just like, how am I going to give her pill? Like, because first I was stuck, then I got off the Grapevine, and then everywhere you went was completely stuck, and then there was snow on the ground. Like, it was also freezing. It was getting late, and I don't like driving at night, like, far away.
No,
so
me neither.
I was just starting to get scared. And I mean, at one point I had to pull over at a Walgreens because I'm like, she has to go to the bathroom. She's never been in snow, as far as I know. She's just looking at me like, are you insane? We go into Walgreens. I'm like, just pee on the floor. I'll clean it up. Like, I'll buy paper towels. I'll clean it up. Just go pee in the aisle. Like, I don't care. She didn't go. I'm just like...
And she's got that tiny little chihuahua bladder.
I mean, she can actually hold it for a really long time, but I'm like, she has to go by now. Like, it's been 8 hours. And it's just... I don't know. It's like, it's really hard when you're by yourself driving and you just go to every part of your brain. And it's not like I knew it was going to be 11 hours. Like, even in hour 9, I'm like, this could be, there's no guarantee. Like, it's not like, well, you'll definitely be home by then. It's like, I have no idea when this is over.
Right.
It was like sort of traumatizing.
And so was Helena looking up at you with like sad eyes, and was she freaking out?
Yes.
Was she? Because I know Chihuahuas, they can be high strung a little bit sometimes.
She's actually very chill. Like, she's 8 years old. She's very chill, but she normally loves the car. She loves to come in the car so much. It's like one of her favorite things. By the end of it, she was standing on my lap with her arms pressed against the window. Like, she wanted to get out so bad. And then for about 6 months after that, she hated being in the car. And every time I would take her in the car, she would get on my lap and go to the window to get out. And I'm like, I hate that this was ruined for her, but now she's back. I think enough time has passed and she forgot about it. And she's
because every time you got in the car, she thought, no, I'm not doing another fucking 11 hours, Mom.
Exactly. Yeah. It was just so intense. Like, I was crying. And it's like, there's nothing anyone can do. Like, I was calling my dad, like, sobbing. And he's just like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I don't know. Just do something. I am laughing losing it.
I have been that person. For some reason, whenever I leave, like, I'll go to Newark Airport and I'll drop my daughter off or my son off or whatever. And I never, for some reason, instead of me just easily getting back on the turnpike, I always end up in a bad neighborhood and I don't know what I'm doing. And I invariably call my husband and go, I don't know where I am. And he's always like, what? How could stop, look at the stop. How can I help you? And I'm like, I don't know, but I don't every fucking time this, and like, poor,
it's
there's
really
nothing
stressful.
they can do.
Yeah, it's really stressful
is.
because it's like you have to pay attention. Like, I don't necessarily want to pull over, but it's like at some point you do have to pull over. I mean, the weather factor when I was driving, like the snow just took it to a different level. I was just like, this is such a nightmare.
Well, and you're a Southern Californian. It's not like, oh, you drive in snow.
Right,
like, that's
right.
not something you do.
I know. Yeah,
You
at
know?
some point I was like, do I need like chains? Like, I don't like, there's no like rule. Like, there's no one being like, hey, like stopping you. Like, hey, you need chain. It's like people are just driving.
Oh my God. So 11 hours. 11. Did you call your boyfriend during any of this?
Oh,
Did you call your boyfriend during any?
It's like somehow in my mind it was his fault, but it definitely wasn't.
I was going to ask you. Well, it's definitely his fault because you were in fucking Northern California visiting his family.
Exactly.
So obviously it's his fault.
Yeah. It was my choice to leave when I did, but it was still his fault. I called him probably 3 times. I called my dad a bunch. I called one of my friends. Like, it's like, goodness. I don't know. You just, at a certain point, I couldn't even call anyone. I was like, I don't even have the energy to, I can't exert any more energy than I've already exerted. I have to conserve
Oh my
it.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, 11 hours. 11 hours.
11 hours. We stopped. Yeah. And it was just like, I kept not wanting to stop because I'm like, what if I pull over and then traffic gets really bad again? You know, it's like once I started going, I was like, I just want to keep going, but I was also starving.
Right.
I was just like my boyfriend is always like, take these bars for the road. And I'm like, I don't need them. Like, I'm going to be home in 5 hours. Like, I'll stop it in and out. Like, I'm fine. And I'm just like thinking of all the snacks I refused. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. Okay.
Just fantasizing about kind bars that you could have eaten.
Exactly. I'll take the cranberry flavor. I don't even care. Oh my God. That's a good story. So you lost it. You're trapped. Absolutely lost it. Like,
oh my God.
Baby. I was such a baby. I was such a brat. I was just like, this is so unfair. Like, I was just beyond.
Yeah, and also I think when it happens because there's no logic to it. You can't figure out how could it be this bad for this long?
Exactly.
You know, because what happens when you're in, my daughter went to school in Virginia, and there's just this one stretch between, I don't know, south of DC and north of her school, or I'm probably getting it wrong. But anyway, there's this one stretch that it's always trafficy, and you're driving along and it's fine. And then and it's always like, you know what? I guess we're not going to have traffic this time. And then boom, you hit the traffic, and you're like, where did it come from? Yeah. And then how did it go away? But for you, it didn't go away.
It
never went away.
Stopped. Like, I remember on hour 6 being like, oh my gosh, this is an hour longer than it was supposed to take. And then it's like, once you get past 6, it's like, we're at 7. I'm nowhere close to being home. I'm at 8, 9, 10. Like, it's just crazy. Like, there are no rules. It's not like I'll
no rules.
For sure be home. And my dad was like, do you want to stop and stay at a hotel? And I'm just like, no, I don't want to stop. I just want to go home. Like, I don't want to make this any longer. Like, oh God.
How late was it?
I think I got home.
When did you get on the road?
I know, that's a good question. I mean, 11 hours, I guess, to work backwards. Because I feel like I got home at like 10 or 11. So I probably started at noon.
Right. Thought you'd be home at 5.
Exactly. Right. And then I can feed my dog at home. She eats at 5:30. I'm like in the car, like mixing her food, like hiding her pill, like driving. I'm just like, oh my God, this is bad. This is bad.
Oh my God. Bless her.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. Bless your heart. And I'm assuming you've taken that drive since then.
I actually
You've taken the drive
haven't.
since then?
I
because of
haven't.
COVID.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So you're just going to have PTSD next time you head south on that grapevine.
Exactly. Yeah. I haven't gone back. Nothing. No memory has been erased. So yeah.
So you're going to have to bring some kind bars. You got to bring some bars.
Yes. Load some podcasts.
Lord. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Did you have anything to listen to?
So I listened to, I forget what the podcast was called. It was about the Theranos woman.
Oh, yeah. I listened to that.
Elizabeth Holmes. Yeah, I listened to that the entire time. I mean, maybe it was 5 hours of it.
Yeah, and then you needed a whole other one.
I think after that one, I was just like, I mean, at some point I was driving in silence. Like, that's how just broken I was. Like, I was just like, I can't even be bothered to find something else.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Did you learn a lesson from that?
I mean, I guess I learned I'm not as strong as I thought I was. I mean, I don't know. I broke down in a way I just did not expect to. I don't know. I think just the constant, when you're looking at the GPS and it's changing, the time of your arrival keeps changing by hours and hours. It's something else.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just was not prepared for it on any level.
You're going to be there at 5 o'clock, it says when you get in the car. And then you've been in the car for 3 hours. You're going to be there at 6 o'clock. Wait, what?
and it's just, I feel like it's just mentally exhausting because at some point I'm like, should I turn around? Should I go back? But I'm a little bit stubborn and OCD in that way where I'm just like, no, I want to go that way and I want to go home and I don't care how long it takes at this point, I guess. So
I definitely had that. Should I go back? Well, I think you've learned kind bars. You got to go ahead and stock up on the bars. Even if you before you get on the highway, you stop at that 7-Eleven and you get 5 snacks.
It's
just
so
gotta
funny
have the snacks.
And your brain, like, before, it's like I'm leaving my boyfriend's house. We just had breakfast. I'm like, I'm not even hungry, so I'm not thinking of 5 hours into a ride. It's like you just can't think like that. But
I'm one of those people. I don't think that way. I don't think bring snacks.
Right.
Like I was when I was a mom and my kids were little. I would look around the playground. I would see all these other mothers that had little Ziplocs with Cheerios, and I was always like, yeah, I suppose I should be doing that, shouldn't I? Like I was like really failed in that department. Like I was like, ma'am, that's the mom class I didn't take. Bring snacks. Oh, right. I didn't.
I mean, that's really hard when you're gathering all your stuff for an outing, and then on top of it, you need to get out the bags, transfer them. It's just it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
And my best friend Patience, she will not if you get in her car, there's always a sleeve of Ritz crackers.
That's nice.
She always has a snack. When we're going to the beach, she's always like, well, aren't we going to make sandwiches? And I'm like, what? I'm always just like, no, we're going to go on the fly.
I mean, I feel like if you have her, you don't need to think like that because she's bringing the sandwiches. So you just need to be friends with someone like that.
Yeah. And I always thought it was like a cultural thing. Like I always make jokes that, I'm a WASP. So, I always say that, my mom always had a full liquor cabinet. There was always vodka. There's always something to make a martini or a rum punch. But but if you looked in the cabinet, there was a can of Vichy Swage that was already expired. You know what I mean? But if you go to an Italian house, someone's always cooking something.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Right. No, that was not my house. I'm Jewish, but that was not my house. My mom was always like, here's an apple. Like anything, I don't know. She just, apples were her thing. Like she always had sliced apples, but that was the extent of it.
Yeah, well, here's a sliced apple, right?
Yeah.
That's very funny. That's very.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I go to what's-her-name's house, I get cookies.
Exactly. Oh my God, I loved going to friends' houses. Like, I was like, wow, this is like a full dinner. Like, you've got all the food groups.
Right,
But,
exactly. Exactly. Oh my God. That is a good story. And I really appreciate that whole idea of you thought you were stronger than you were. Because every time when I get lost and I call my husband in a panic and I'm always shitty to him and he hasn't done anything, he's just at home.
Oh my God, yeah.
This side of me comes out that I didn't think existed, but it always comes out. Like
I know. Like my boyfriend answered the phone. Yeah. He's like,
what did he
say?
say?
How's it going? And I'm like, it's not going well. Like I'm just like freaking out. He's just like, I mean, it's hard for other people too because they're so helpless. Like there's nothing
they can't
can
help you,
do
right?
For you.
Right.
So it's just like complaining to complain. But it's like, just let me have this.
So how long have you guys been together? You and your boyfriend? If you don't mind my asking.
I know, you can ask.
Wow.
7 years,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Now I have to ask his name. What's his name?
Donnie.
Is he in the business of show?
He is. Yeah.
He is. Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. So
yeah,
that's
we
so
met
great.
Doing stand-up at a festival.
That's adorable. That's adorable. Do you guys write together? Do you ever write do you write stuff together? Like write comedy stuff together?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we make videos sometimes together that are super, super fun. We're actually trying to finish one now. But yeah, so we do stuff together sometimes, like just little crossovers, but we also do most things separate, which I think is good.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely good. It's definitely good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a good story. I love it. I'm picturing you on the grapevine with poor Helena or Helena. Is it
I
Helena
say
or
Helena, but I guess it's technically Helena. Yeah, I say Helena.
No, I don't think so. I think you get to decide. I think you just decide. It's
Yeah.
Helena.
Helena.
And poor Helena freaking out. You're freaking out, but you live to tell the tale. And poor Donnie is trying to walk you through it.
Yeah, it was a tough day for everyone.
Oh my God. So where can people, what's your podcast? What's your podcast called?
It's called Composed.
And?
Chase Bernstein. What do you mean and?
And what's it? Well, and how would you just... And can you describe it? Can you describe, like, what's the little tagline?
Right.
Of Composed?
For most of the episodes, I write an email to kind of like a subset of people. Like the first one was Dear People Who Stay Till the End of the Credits in Movies. Just kind of like a subset of people that I maybe have an issue with, like Dear People with normal names who spell them weird, just stuff like that. And I'll start with a quick email and you'll hear the typing and then I'll talk about that and then just kind of whatever was going on that week.
Oh, that's fun. I love it.
Yeah,
and we can obviously listen where all fine podcasts are available.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think.
Excellent.
I mean,
yeah.
I've been checked everywhere, but
she's so on top of it.
I mean, I've learned a lot since starting it because I didn't.
When
know
did you start
about
it?
I started it in
when
August.
Did you start it?
So
good for you.
I've just been learning on the fly.
Yeah, that's how I was.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. I was like, oh, I think I'll do a podcast. And then when people say, oh, you did, I'm like, yeah, you can do it. You can absolutely do it.
I know. Once you get past that first hump, it's like, it's easy.
Yeah. And where can people follow you?
At Chase Bernstein on Instagram. And my Twitter is at Chase __Chase.
Oh, okay. And do you tweet a lot?
Not a lot.
Do you do a lot of...
I feel like I used to tweet more, but before Instagram kind of took off more, like I'm more Instagram than Twitter, but I mean, I'll pop on Twitter every now and again.
Yeah. Fantastic. I can't do Twitter. Twitter to me feels like way too much work. I just, I don't know. I mean, I am a person of a certain age, and I think the fact that I'm actually on Instagram, that I should get a ticker tape parade. You know what I mean? So, that
I mean, I think Instagram, as long as you're on Instagram, like, you're doing great. Like, Twitter is just, sometimes I'll be like, it's also hard now with the various platforms. It's like, now you can put videos on Twitter and there's stories there too. It's like, it's just too many things.
Yeah,
just
that's what I agree.
I'd rather
I'm
just
with you.
focus on one thing.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. So I don't know if Ronnie told you that we end with 3 questions.
He did not.
Did he tell you that? Okay, well, get ready because they're really hard and you'll never be able to answer them correctly.
Oh, God.
No, you got this. You got this.
Okay.
First of all, is there something that you hope to lose in the next year?
I mean, just kind of fear and negativity in general. I think just, like, I'm my number one critic. Like, I'm just so harsh on myself. And if I could just take it down a few notches, I could really be flying.
Yeah. Okay. I give you permission to do that.
That's one thing. Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple of affirmations I'll share with you that help with that.
Oh, please,
seriously.
Please.
Yeah.
I love affirmations.
Yeah, I got some great ones. First of all, that fear thing, I so relate to. You know how many people say that when I ask what's something you hope to lose in the next year? A lot of people say fear, and a lot of people say, negative self-talk or something like that. Sort of. Yeah. So it's so pervasive. It's so pervasive.
Yeah, and it's the number one thing.
Yeah, and we have to work on not doing it. Because the shitty voices in your head for me used to be my default, and so you have to work on changing it. Okay, so that's a good one. Okay, now something you hope to gain in the next year.
Oh, okay. I mean, in a perfect world, a house.
Yes, I like it. Have you been visualizing it?
Have a house. Yes, I look at houses every day. If I could have not even a huge house, just a house,
a yard and a house
with a yard. Yes,
a yard for Helena.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's truly all I want. So whatever can happen to make that happen.
Okay. My magic wand says ding, and so it shall be. Okay. I spend way too much time on Zillow, just so you know.
I love Zillow.
Because the house, oh my God, the house that we're in now is a rental. It's a rental, and my husband and I are going to buy. And yes, Zillow, me and Zillow, like,
it's so fun.
Oh God, so fun.
It's the best.
And he and I are just huddled around the computer going, we could live there. Oh my God, it's only however much. And look, it has a yard. And okay, you're going to get a house in the next year.
I see it. Fireplace. Oh, thank you.
Oh, fireplace.
I really want a fireplace.
Me too. I want a fireplace. I want a fenced-in yard.
Yeah.
I'd like an open concept. I do want open concept. I will say that. Right?
Same. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. And last question is there something you hope you never lose?
Well, I just thought of Helena, but I mean, I guess at some point, I won't say Helena. I'll say my humor. I think being in the business of comedy, like, you can sometimes lose it. Or I can. I'm always like, I feel like I used to be so funny before I started comedy. Like, I would just think of myself as so funny. Like, I would crack myself up. And I think when it's your job, it kind of, like, shifts. And sometimes I forget that I'm funny. And I'm like, wait, hold on, So I hope I never lose that.
Yeah, you won't. Do you ever listen to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend? Do you listen to that podcast?
I actually haven't, but I love Conan.
It's really,
I'm like obsessed
it's
with
really
him.
good, and it's really funny, and there's a lot of just silliness and riffing, and I highly, highly recommend it for that. Like, just to be like almost like settle into the groove of being funny and silly, and just listen to people being funny. And it's just riffing. They're not like, oh, let me impress each other. They're having fun together. So I highly recommend it.
No, that's a really
next
good
time
call.
Next time you're trapped on the grapevine, you just listen to Conan O'Brien. No, that's not going to happen ever again. So that's great. I love all three of those. So let's lose some fear and, know, maybe some mean self-talk. Let's gain a house, and let's never lose our sense of humor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to check in a year and see how that all went.
Okay. I can't wait.
All right. This was so much fun, Chase.
Oh my gosh,
thank you so much.
I had a blast.
Oh, it was a blast. I knew it was going to be fun when I watched you. When I watched you on Bill Burr. And also I just watched a couple of your stand-up sets. I was like, I love the way this girl's brain works.
Oh my gosh.
So,
so nice.
I knew we would
Thank
have
you.
fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, honey. So check her out, guys. Go check out Compose and check her out on Instagram, and don't worry about Twitter. Who cares about Twitter?
Just, you're fine.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye. So I told you she was fun and funny and smart and adorable as well. So check her out on all social, and check out her podcast. I listened. I thought it was very funny. So from last week, after Andy and her it's a great story. I don't want to say horrific because everything has turned out for the best, but having to get a pacemaker at the age of 30 something.
Life-changing.
Yeah. So we're looking at somebody who had to make a change, right?
Yeah.
And sort of let go of an old idea of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Help me out here. That's why you get the big bucks.
So that's what we asked for. We asked for
that's what we asked for.
About living your life and then finding out that you have to live your life a different way. Because of things out of your control.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of redefining yourself and all of that. Okay, so this is from Patrick T., and he has sent us this letter that says, "This story isn't mine, but rather my grandfather's. He lost his left hand and his right ring and pinky finger in an industrial accident in a cotton gin about 40 years ago. Wow. I asked him a few days ago how he coped with the situation, and he explained to me the following." Wow. Thank you, Patrick, for taking the time to do that. "First, never look at yourself as having a disability." Wow. "He, to my knowledge, has never used a handicap parking placard or refuses to do so. He doesn't want to be labeled by a hang tag. Second, don't be ashamed of it. Soon after his initial recovery, he was fitted with a mechanical shoulder-operated hook. He has embraced his prosthesis as part of his identity. During family vacations to Disney World, he became the star of Pirates of the Caribbean, flailing his hook about the air and yelling pirate jargon. God damn, I love you. I find it funny that even now, as a man well into his 70s, that children still come up to him and ask him what happened, either out of curiosity or amazement. Every single time there is a new story. One day it might be a shark or alligator attack. Other times a toaster ate it. A la Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. He makes sure to poke fun at himself about it, and it has helped distinguish him from his peers at any age. I can't speak for certain exactly how he dealt with the immediate changes in his anatomy and physiology, but having a close relationship with him, I can say for certain that there is nothing remotely handicapped about him." Wow. That is such a good one, Patrick. And I love your grandfather. And I love this. Never look at yourself as having a disability. and don't be ashamed of it. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Right? Wow.
Yeah. I'd probably do the same.
I hope so. I hope to God I'd be flailing that hook at Pirates of the Caribbean. Right? Because what's the alternative?
You get creative.
Yeah.
You feel
right?
bad.
Yeah,
what's
just
the
feel
life
bad.
worth feeling bad for?
Yeah. God. I do feel a little bit humbled because I am not sure that how good I would be. I don't know. Hopefully people would just tell me to snap out of it if I just was, engrossed in self-pity,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
But good for you. Thank you, Patrick. And tell your grandfather I love him in a maternal way. No, can't be maternal. He's probably old. Well, he might not be older than me. No, he's in his 70s, so he is older. In a friendly way. I love him. Okay, so now we have to think about what we want from the listeners for next week after Chase. Oh, well, if you have a horrific car trip story, please give it to us. Whether you lost your mind or you lost a tire or whatever. Tell us about that and how you survived it. Right?
Oh,
Is that good, Ronnie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like
right.
that's a great one.
Right? Because I feel like everybody's got some sort of a horror where, a trip that was supposed to take an hour takes 3.5 hours and all you want to do is find
on there. Yeah.
Yeah. All you want to do is pee and all you're doing is, inching along.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So one time my brother and I went to Las Vegas. We used to go to Las Vegas in high school because we were Diana Ross fans and we would drive to I'm sure I've told this on the podcast.
I've never heard this.
Okay. My brother loved Diana Ross. I loved her, but not as much as he loved her and loves her.
Loved her enough to drive over from
from LA.
California. From LA.
It's a long drive. It's a long drive. And you drive through the Mojave. Yeah, exactly. So And back in the day, this was in the 70s, okay? They did have running water and cars, but you go along the Mojave Desert, there's no place to stop.
It's nothing.
No place to stop.
Yeah.
And we're going, and I'm driving, and Cardi has to pee, but there's nowhere to pull over. And the next thing you know, he grabs an empty iced tea container, and he just starts to pee into it. Right?
Yeah.
And he's peeing, and the bottle is getting full. And I'm like, shit. Right? First of all, who knew his bladder could hold that many ounces? And secondly, we thought we had a solution, but closer and closer and closer and closer to the top. And I'm like, no.
Oh, the anxiety involved in that. Was he driving?
And it stopped. I was driving.
Okay,
he was
thank
peeing.
God.
And there was about an eighth of an inch to spare when finally he was done. And so,
Oh, wow.
But we made it. We made it to Caesar's Palace and we saw Diana Ross sing, reach out and touch somebody's hand. It was all worth it. Yeah. And we would always pretend that we were newlyweds. We were a young newlywed couple on our honeymoon. So they would give us a good seat. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I know. Meanwhile, I'm like 15 and he's 17, right? We probably look younger. Yeah, it's our honeymoon.
Yeah. You ran away. We got married tonight. In Vegas.
Yes. Yeah. Our parents are about to run in and stop the whole thing. So that's it for this week, guys, right? We got anything else? Oh, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. That really helps our numbers on iTunes. And, iTunes is all powerful. You can DM us on Instagram. You can contact us at losingitcontact@gmail.com. You can, did I say DM us at Instagram or did I just think about saying that?
You did.
God, you see? No short-term memory. None. Damn it.
Well, you should also follow Nelsie on TikTok where she's blowing up.
Oh, right. I'm blowing up on TikTok. Nelsie Writes, guys. Nelsie Writes. Check me out.
Yeah.
Check me out. Oh, my God. That Ronnie's words blowing up. I didn't know I did say it as well. But
you have 5 videos that have 30,000 views. I just checked yesterday. Like they keep
Do I
growing.
really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like it's growing every week.
Wow. Well, I'm now putting stand-up on. Stand-up that I was when I went back to do when I made the brilliant career move in my 60s of doing stand-up again. So I've been putting some of those clips up, which actually I really do like them. I look at my stand-ups and I'm like, Jesus, that was funny. So check that out. Yeah, check me out on TikTok. And if you have comments, you can make a comment if you're watching us on YouTube right down there. If you have a story, tell us, send your story in to our Gmail account, losingitcontact@gmail, or DM us. And I've now said that 3 times. we have it. And beyond my TikTok account, Losing It has a TikTok account. We got a Twitter account. We got everything. We have a bank account. No, we don't. But we're going to get one.
Yeah, you can follow us at our bank account.
You can follow us at TD Bank.
Yeah, exactly.
So did we do it?
We did. We did
it. All right. So remember, guys, be kind to yourself and others. And most importantly, do not poop in the ocean. See ya.
See ya.
Losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it, losing it. You came and you listened to the story. I hope so much that it didn't make you sorry, and I hope so much that you'll come back again.
Losing It, hosted by Nelsie Spencer. Produced by me, Ronnie Whaley. Theme song by Hunter Williams. Follow us online on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all podcasting platforms at Losing It Podcast. Viewers can email Nelsie with questions or comments about life, writing, comedy, or even your own Losing It story for a chance to be on the Losing It Podcast at losingitcontact@gmail.com. For everything Nelsie and everything Losing It, visit us at nelsiespencer.com.